Hi class, this is Professor Smith. I'm working on problem number 3 from the sample review for our final exam. We're asked to solve the following inequality: x cubed plus 6x squared greater than negative 8x. They ask us to write our answer in interval or union of intervals, and if there's no solution, click no solution. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add an 8x to both sides so that I'll have it where I have 0 on one side and all the terms, non-zero terms on the left. The next thing we'll do is factor out the x. And if we factor out the x, we're left with x squared plus 6x plus 8. All of that's going to be greater than 0. And then we're going to factor the remaining quadratic that add up to 6. And we say, oh, 4 and 2. So it's going to factor into x times x plus 4, x plus 2. All of that's going to be greater than 0. Setting each factor equal to 0, we'll have our zeros. So we have x equal to 0, or negative 4, or negative 2. So we'll construct that on the number line. So I'll open up math, not math type, but Word, and we can use the draw tool on Word. Rewrite these values on the number line. So negative 4 would be the smallest value, so let's input that on the number line. And then I'll input negative 2. So we can see that it's going to break it up from minus infinity to negative 4, and then from negative 4 to negative 2, and then from negative 2 to 0, and then 0 to infinity. So let's capture that in math type. So our first interval is going to be from minus infinity to negative 4, and we'll go ahead and capture the rest of those values. We're going to test a value in each one of these intervals. So how about negative 5, and then negative 3, negative 1, and let's do 1. So we're going to substitute in these test values in each one of these factors. So I have negative 5 times the quantity negative 5 plus 4 times the quantity negative 5 plus 2. And so when I see I have a negative times a negative times a negative, which means it's going to be a value that's less than 0. So therefore it's going to be negative. So the sign of that will be negative. And then we'll do the same thing for negative 3. So I'll have negative 3 times the quantity negative 3 plus 4 times the quantity negative 3 plus 2. So we have negative, but negative 3 plus 4 is positive 1. So you have negative times positive, which is negative, times negative again, which will give us plus. Since all the factors are linear, we know that the signs are going to alternate. And since they're of the form x minus a, then we also know that they're going to alternate for every single product. Again, if we double check and put in negative 1, and then we have negative 1 plus 4 times negative 1 plus 2, then we have negative times positive, which is negative. So we know that it's going to alternate for each one of these. Our original problem asks, when is this product going to be greater than 0? So we're interested in the intervals where it's positive. So it's positive on the intervals from negative 4, negative 2, union 0 to infinity. These would be brackets if it was greater than or equal to, which means you would include the endpoints, which That's why we use brackets. So it was from -4, -2, and then from 0 to infinity. So I hope this movie on problem number 3 was helpful for you. Let's go ahead and check it. And it was correct.